Welcome to a new video on my YouTube channel. In this video, I like to talk to you about this book, Understanding the Trauma of Institutionalized Children by Florence Koenderink. And it has the subtitle, To Support the Child You Adopt. She wrote it to inform and support parents who are adopting a child from an institution like a children's home or an orphanage or a home for children with disabilities, and to prepare them for some challenges ahead. When I talk about adoption, I talk about adoption in the country of origin of that child. Adoption and intercountry adoption is mentioned in the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child. And it says about intercountry adoption, recognizing that intercountry adoption may be considered as an alternative means of child care if the child cannot be placed in a foster or adoptive family or cannot in any suitable manner be cared for in the country of the child's origin. But now this book also has a twin, and it's a manual for caseworkers. For caseworkers who are bringing children from institution back into family care. But maybe now you're not that caseworker, but you are a caseworker, social worker, who is working with vulnerable children in an institution. Then this book also is a must read for you. Both books give you more background information on the negative effects of institutionalization on a child's brain and general development. Bringing a child into a family, a child who has spent a significant time in an institution, can be challenging. People think that when you take that child in your home and you give it a lot of care and attention and love, then that child will be fine. Unfortunately, it is not as simple as that. Becoming a part of a family will definitely improve the child's outcome. Significant progress is often seen once a child settles into a family. It prevents further harm and can help build resilience and overcome earlier disadvantages. With a lot of love, patience, therapy of various kinds, and support, some of the damage done by institutionalization can be reversed in a stable family environment over time. The shorter the time spent in an institution, the better the chances of overcoming the negative effects of growing up in an institution. As you know, I was that volunteer and a donor of 2 orphanages. And when I learned about the negative effects, and especially that most of the children in institutions have at least one living parent or other family members who could take care of them given the right support, I changed my vision. And I started to advocate for family-based care. And by now I thought I almost knew it all. But reading this book really gave me more background information about the sad, hard truth about the negative effects of institutionalization on children's growth and development. And a lot of those negative effects I have seen. I have seen speech delays. I have seen growth delays. In one orphanage that I saw 2 children that were 18 months and they couldn't even crawl. And as a physiotherapist, I taught them to crawl and eventually to walk. And I've also seen attachment problems. Like the time I went with a regional social welfare officer to one of the orphanages after I gave my presentation. And when you come into the gate, all these kids start running to you, holding your hand and wanting that attention. That looks very lovely. And most people think that's just friendly behavior. But actually, it is a sign of severe attachment disorder. They're all longing for attention. And then there is a stigma, because there are always those children who are living in an institution, the one who not growing up in family care. And of course, they have not learned what good parenting looks like. So they struggle to parent their own children, or even forming healthy relationships with other people. So research also has shown that children who are leaving institutional care, they have a high chance of ending up in criminal activities, sex work, or even to kill themselves. And this has all to do with the brain not developing in a proper way, or learning how to survive in the community or to live within the community. And the longer the child stays in an institution, the longer it takes to overcome these challenges. It's not possible to blindly describe what every child has gone through. It depends on the child and on the situation. But there are some universal aspects that are just the same for all children around the world who are growing up in institutions. Florence herself visited many institutions across the world. The last 16 years she has been involved in institutional care. And she went to several countries around the world like Brazil, China, India, Kenya, and Myanmar. And she has seen some of the very best institutions and some of the very worst. But she came to the conclusion that no matter how good or bad the orphanage is, all these children experience the negative effects. Even the best institutions are harmful to the growth and development of children, as is backed up by more than 60 years of research. Institutions cannot support the child's individual psychological need. And another thing is the many volunteers that come to these orphanages. They come, they are very intimate with the children, they take them out of bed, they wash them, dress them, they feed them, play with them, and they even sometimes tell them that they love them. And then they leave. And the next volunteer comes, and the same circle repeats itself. And again, they leave. So these children, in the end, they don't attach to anyone anymore because they will all going to leave them. So this sense of abandonment over and over again. Therefore, we need to redirect our focus, energy, and resources away from institutional care towards family-based care, because children thrive better in safe and loving families. So are you working with vulnerable children, either bringing or moving them from institution into family care, or maybe you're working with these children in institution? Please inform yourself and start reading this book by Florence Koenderink. It gives you a really good inside information on the child's brain and overall development. So check the description below to see how you can get a copy of that book for yourself. Both books are available as a hard copy, but the manual for caseworkers is also available as a soft copy. So do check the description below. And I do want to add, if you're traveling abroad or you want to volunteer abroad, please don't visit or volunteer in an orphanage. We need to stop this orphanage volunteerism. I hope you found this video informative. If yes, don't forget to hit the like button. And while you're at it, subscribe to my channel as well if you're not already done that. And please help me to raise awareness. Children belong in families. Thank you.